is built in the name of himself. That is anarchy, absence of authority, and non-recognition of authority. So in the area of security, you can see. So we talked about economy, security, international affairs. Immediately this president became the chairman of ECOWAS. Today ECOWAS is divided,
broken
completely. 3. And they want to form their own association. It has never happened.
Yes.
That is incompetence. Immediately you heard that the government has been overthrown. Because this is government, they talk before they think. You immediately went to the TV and say, you're giving them 7 days ultimatum to leave, or you will take them out by force. Boko Haram, that has been there since 2009, you have not taken them out by force. You're threatening another sovereign country. You will take them out by force in 7 days. Meanwhile, a president ought to get the approval of the Senate before you can even allow one soldier to operate outside the country. But this is the president boasting that he would take out a government, foreign government, within 7 days. I don't need to tell you that we are still paying, the ECOWAS is still paying for that statement, ill-advised. Because even when he now lifted the sanction, the Niger Republic refused to lift the sanction because they no longer trust him. Anything he's doing. Can you imagine Niger Republic that whenever Nigeria sneezes, they catch cold? They turn back the delegation of this government that he sent to them. When Obasanjo was in power, Togo turned back its delegation and he single-handedly sanctioned Togo and leveraged Nigerians' influence on Togo that the leader came to Nigeria to beg. But now the leader is saying go to hell. And one of the reasons they allege is the illegitimacy of this government. Why would they submit to an illegitimate government? Maybe because of the wuru-wuru way they came to power. So the issue is that the last 1 year has been a year of disaster and catastrophe. Nothing to sing about it.
Okay. I mean, thank you for the apt analysis so far given. But let me cast your mind back that during the election, almost all the leading candidates said that they would remove the fuel subsidy if elected into office. Now, in all the government, this current government does, do you think that the party, for instance, you supported, which is the Labour Party, and your principal, Mr. Peter Obi, would have probably done things differently if the election went the other way? Or do you think that any of these candidates would have done things differently from the way this government is doing it? And bearing in mind that actually the first subsidy removal was done by Buhari to commence 1st day of July 2023. But Tinubu made that, in some sense, some people call it a blip, a slip, to say fuel subsidy gone, and we have gone into abyss since then.
First of all, I said it before and I'm saying it again. I wouldn't have supported any candidate that said he would not remove subsidy. And the reason is that what it means is that the person would not have any plan to exit subsidy. Good. Subsidy came in the first place by incompetence and corruption.
Yes.
How can a nation that is the 6th largest supplier of crude oil, that has 4 refineries built and was functioning and was the net exporter of oil before, become 100% importer of refined products, and they are paying subsidy? How can? So any leader that is saying he will not remove subsidy means that he has made up his mind to be perpetually corrupt and incompetent. So what the leader should do is to remove corruption and incompetence, and we will produce and refine our oil And there will be no need for subsidy. That was why I said that this government is subsidizing corruption and consumption rather than subsidizing productivity. NNPC promised you that by December last year, Port Harcourt refinery will be working. Is it working?
No.
Good. It took Dangote 3 years to build the largest refinery in the world. Give him even 5 years. But look at this government
8
and
years
the
of Buhari.
preceding government from 1999 going to more than 30 years. They've not been able to repair. I'm not talking about building a new one. Repair the 4 refineries. If we can build a new refinery in 3 years, largest in the world, we can repair our refineries in 1 year. If 17 point something billion this government has borrowed in a year, that they invested it in repairing the 4 refineries, by now we wouldn't be importing any crude or refined. So what I'm saying is, the best way to remove the subsidy is to repair our refineries so that we will no longer import our oil, which we produce, the crude, and there will be no need for subsidy. So what Obi would have done, he has consistently said it, that he will shift emphasis from consumption to production. What Obi would have done is to increase the productivity of refined oil, and automatically the subsidy will go. But what this government is doing is to be subsidizing, in other words, continuing to 100% import, meaning the subsidy will continue. And by the depreciation of the naira, because that's what I call it, there's nothing like floating naira, because you can't float your currency. You must support your currency with productivity if you want it to be strong. There is nothing like trying to show up naira. No. In a capitalist society, the best way to have strong currency is to predicate it on strong economy, which means an effective and efficient productive base, productive industrial base, which will produce the goods and services desired by the people to satisfy and saturate local consumption, in other words, to be self-sufficient and to ensure a steady export. This is the secret of how you show up your currency, not borrowing dollars and going to compete in trading with the BDC. And when they outsmart you, start chasing them with security agencies and start locking them up and start creating more unemployment. So this government, like I said, lacks knowledge. They don't understand the problem. So the issue of offering solution does not arise, because you have to understand the problem before you can offer solution. That is why I'm saying we would have done things differently in the issue of subsidy. When they removed it, I came on air within 24 hours. I said, no. Please, apart from the fact that this statement is illegal, because we still have till June 30th for the subsidy, you have to start governing by rule of law. You don't have any right to remove it at this time. And even as at that, be careful, because it will be unsustainable for you to remove it when you have not guaranteed supply and you have not removed monopoly. That the effect in the economy will make the results negatively unsustainable. And that's what is happening. Because before you remove subsidy, you would have to check all the factors of production and ensure that you improve and increase all of them uniformly, so that there won't be disequilibrium in the economy. You cannot change the cost of fuel so astronomically and the minimum wage is remaining where it is, because people cannot even afford to go to work. Fuel, the price of rice has gone up from about 20,000 to 80,000. Minimum wage 30,000 remaining. Inflation, food inflation is 40-something%. That is on paper, because if you check from 20,000 to 80,000, that's about 300%, which is more realistic, because the cost of fuel increased by 300%, the depreciation of naira increased by 300%, the interest rate is increasing. So you cannot just say for something percent. The cost of food has increased by almost 300%. You see the logic.
Yeah.
So everything about this government is they are not deep in understanding problem. They talk before they think. They issue policy that is unrealistic. They flip-flop on it, change it the next day. And uncertainty is killing the economy. Nobody knows what this government is doing. That is why the people are leaving. The companies are leaving. The only thing remaining to leave is this government. If the people are leaving Nigeria because their livelihood is unsustainable, if the companies are leaving Nigeria because they can no longer operate because of a toxic environment, this government should be honorable enough to live with them so that Nigeria can have a breath of fresh air.
Ah, la, 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 la.